being in a relationship is beautiful, bro. I enjoyed every second of me being in it, but at the same time, I feel like what they say, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I might not understand and ever know why everything ended the way it ended or how the outcome was of it. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise of like, hey, wake up. Like, you have potential to do this. Why are you not putting more time than you already were to what you're doing?
Okay, I know you wasn't expecting this. Yo soy bilingüe, so I gotta switch languages. Arriba Mexico, yeah, you know that's what it is. I'll never be ashamed of my Mexican heritage. Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Talks with Gio. Today we have my friend Carlos, who also happens to be my barber. So before we get started, just introduce yourself, basically, like let them know a little bit of your background and stuff, and then we'll get right into the episode.
Okay, yeah, my name's Carlos. I'm 23 years old. I'm a barber. I've been a barber for 5 years. I went to school with Gio. Graduated same year. Known him probably since like middle school, I believe. But yeah, everything that I do right now is basically just barbering, and I really enjoy it. It's a pretty nice job. But yeah.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was thinking about it before we filmed the episode and stuff. We didn't even get close till like after we graduated, huh?
Yeah.
Because we knew of each other, and I think we had like one class, but we didn't really like talk like that.
That's true.
It was English, no? Or what class was it that we had?
Honestly, I don't even know. Cause in high school, if I'm being honest, high school's almost a blank. Like.
Oh, you don't remember
a lot of it? No, not really. Like, I can tell you, like, a few moments, like, in senior year, and then a few moments, like, in the other years, sophomore, freshman, but, like, honestly, I can't even tell you, like, who I had as teachers, who I had in my classes, like, that's all, I already forgot about all that, bro.
So, unless, like, for example, like, unless a teacher came up to you and was like, hey, Carlos, like, how you been?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't be able to, like, point him out in public?
I think it would depend on the teacher. Maybe if I saw them in public, because it's also been a minute since I've seen any of those teachers. Honestly, I never see a teacher.
You've never seen any of the teachers? I've seen
school?
maybe like throughout high school, like all my teachers, I probably like seen like 4 or 5
really?
At max. But like it hasn't even been recent. Like it's been.
Did you talk to them? Like,
yeah, I would talk to them. I talked to Coach Galindo. Do you remember that guy? He was a coach, and then he was
bald,
yeah, bald guy, older guy. He was pretty chill, bro. He's cool. He was a football coach, and
He's a history teacher, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it's that other class that kind of correlates with history.
Who's that? What is that?
Government.
Oh, government.
Government class. Yeah, that's what he taught, and I think he also taught history. I think it was both.
Oh, okay.
But
gotcha.
it's him. Who else in high school did I see?
Yeah, honestly, I can't even say any teacher.
Oh, I forgot his name, but the mechanics teacher. Did you take mechanics class? The younger teacher.
I didn't take mechanics.
Oh, you didn't take mechanics? Him and the other guy that taught it later on. He was one of the, I think, counselor's husband. I forgot their last name, but them and then. Shit, off the top of my head, I think that's it. But yeah, it's only been like a handful, like not even a handful, but very few. So you don't remember anything at all from
yeah, like
high school.
Honestly, I can't tell you if we were in a class or not, cause I don't remember that, bro. I think it's just cause so much has happened, and then also like in high school, I kind of just I don't know, I didn't really care too much about it to really keep memories. I didn't really do much in high school anyways.
Yeah.
Like I don't have memories of going to parties or anything like that. Maybe like a couple, but like I didn't do shit like that. So that's also why it was pretty boring.
Is there a reason why you didn't like really go to parties or stuff like that, or was it just like whatever? I don't feel like going or what?
Well, shit, I wasn't invited to most of them.
Oh. Okay.
And also that kind of just wasn't my thing either. In high school, I think I just really went like straight home from school, played fucking video games. That was it. I really didn't do like I didn't have much of a social life in high school, honestly.
Well, was there a reason, or was it just?
I mean, I can't really say a reason why, but I'll say at the end of senior year, or like senior year, that year, yeah, I did like go out a little bit more. But the years before that, Not really. But senior year, like I can tell you if you like went to a couple parties. Nothing crazy though. Like I didn't go to anything where like people like fucking fought or anything like that. But it was like a cool time, I guess. Yeah, nothing wild.
So right now that you're saying that you don't really like fully remember like a lot of high school, do you still talk to anybody like from like senior year that you could be like, oh, I still even kick it with them?
Yeah, of course. If you know Alan Gonzalez, that's my boy. I've known him since middle school, and like that's probably my closest friend that I have now. Juan Rodriguez as well.
Okay, yeah.
And then we also Ashlyn Drysdale, and Abby Thickpen. That's like our core group right there. And then I still talk to, if you remember, Hunter Gibson.
Hunter Gibson.
Yeah,
I've heard that name. I don't think I remember the person.
It's kind of hard to describe him because he definitely doesn't look like what he looked like back then. So I can't really describe what he looked like now. But I talked to him. Let me see. There's a few people that I talked to just from cutting hair. I don't really like hang out with them, but like since I cut their hair, I keep up with them and just like see what's up with them.
Yeah.
But honestly, like besides that, not really. Like I don't really talk to.
I feel like you connected with a lot of people that you knew, but you didn't know like that afterwards because you started like obviously
for sure
working outside and stuff.
Yeah, and then also like that led to like meeting people that like I had seen before. I didn't know who they were, but I had seen them, and then I ended up talking to them, and kind of met them that way as well. Well, it's a cool job honestly because of that. Like
because you connect with people that you wouldn't. Probably, if it was on your own, you probably wouldn't even talk to him.
Exactly. Bro. That's exactly how it is, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And like, okay, so diving into the portion of like barber, because like that's what you do. As you remember, I got you.
Thank you, bro.
As you probably remember, well, maybe not, because you say you don't remember a lot of the part from high school, but I don't know if. Something happened when y'all went to that field trip to that cosmetology school, that people that were interested signed up for it, and it was like a small field trip that it was basically like an introduction to like it was like you were gonna go to the school kind of like if they were giving you a presentation of what cosmetology and barber school was like before you signed up, after graduating and everything. I don't remember.
You're talking about the one in Granbury?
Yeah.
I didn't go to that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't go to that. I don't remember exactly why.
Because I remember that.
You went, though.
No, I didn't go.
Oh,
that's why I was telling you, because Ms. Martinez was talking about it, and she knew that you were interested in that, and so was I.
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of like bumped into each other one day because we were talking to her or something like that.
Yeah.
And she mentioned it, and I thought you had gone, but I didn't go. Which was weird because that's when I had basically told you once we got out, you know how you started like cutting hair, and I was like, bro, if you're going to start, I'll let you cut my hair and stuff.
I remember that.
So I was going to go to that, and something happened. I think I was sick or something that I wasn't able to go to that trip.
Yeah.
And I just ended up not going. And that's, fun fact, before doing social media or the music and everything, I originally was going to go to barber school because that was my initial, you could say like career that kind of sparked the interest in me. But I ended up like leaving that, and what I had saved up to try and get into the school, I like literally dumped it into music. Like, because that's, I was messing around with music and I did one song. And I saw the feedback and I was like, if that's just one song, what would happen if I take it serious and stay consistent with it, right? So it basically shifted me to do music, but I was like this, bro. I was like this to like actually going in a bar, because I was talking to you about it. And it's still an interest that I want to get into, and it would be kind of cool to learn how to do it, because I could, like, now that I'm doing social media, it could be a portion of content, but I'm also adding knowledge to myself, even though it would also work as content.
Right.
But because even after I've talked to you about like what do you recommend to start with and stuff, because like I've been trying to do research and I'm gonna do it. I just don't know when, because there's a lot of things that I want to do before I step into there, but it's gonna happen.
For sure. I remember that.
But yeah, I thought you went there, and I was gonna ask you, like, was senior year the year that you knew that that's where you wanted to go into, or was it prior to that? When did you kind of have?
Bro, it was like a month before we graduated, because up until that point, like we were about to graduate senior year, and I had no idea what I was gonna do after high school. But you know Zayla Hernandez.
Yeah.
She used to be my barber. She used to cut. It was kind of by the high school. Oh, towards Comanche Cove or whatever that neighborhood is. And she would tell me about it. I don't even know how we started talking about it. I guess I just told her like, oh, it'd be cool to be a barber. And she's like, yeah, I mean, basically what I tell everybody, she's like, yeah, you should try it. It's pretty cool. I mean, you only have to go to school for 1 year, and you can pay that off pretty quick. And really, the only reason why I decided to be a barber was because I was like, that's like the only idea that I have of what I could even do after high school. Because I knew I wasn't gonna go to college. I didn't have the grades for it because I didn't really try in high school, and
same over here,
yeah.
bro. I was
cooked.
If I wanted to go to college, I can't go to college. My GPA was so low that I don't even think I could even go to community college if I wanted to.
Mine was like, I think 2.3. Well, how much?
My shit was not even a 2.
Well, how much was it?
Mine was like a 1.9 something. Like I was close to 2, but I didn't even do a 2 because, like, and it's so weird. Like, I'm probably gonna get cooked if this gets like enough views. I'm gonna get cooked because like that's bad, bro. But it got to a point where when we were in high school, bro, I just stopped giving a fuck. Like I was doing my work, but I was doing it at a pace that was affecting me. Like I would have late worksheets turned in, or I would turn it in and I would half-ass whatever. Like it was what was required, but a lot of teachers, they wanted you to go an extra step. Like put the necessary things, but also like add more to it to add more structure to whatever project we were doing or whatever.
It was like bare minimum then.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and that's what fucked me over.
Yeah.
And so if I would have tried, I think I would have at least ended with like a 2, maybe a 3. I wasn't that smart, but I feel like what fucked me up was me just half-assing a lot of the stuff we did throughout high school. Because before that, I was like at a 2 something. And because of me half-assing everything, it just started going down because it wasn't matching what I was doing prior to like starting to notice a difference on your GPA score. So that's why the barber thing was also something that kind of like gave interest in me, because like you said, it's a year. It's a lot of people were also telling me that it's something that it's not super hard to pay off. And then, I mean, what other career could you think about that would be easy in a year or less?
Easy? I don't know.
Well, not easy, but like I'm saying, like easy in the sense of it's 1 year, and if you put that year aside and focus on that, you're done. I don't think there's many other jobs.
No, there's not a lot.
And so that's why I was like, man, barber. And then, but like I said, I started messing with music, and that's what gave me more interest in it, and that's why I kind of shifted. But that's still in the back of my head, believe it or not. Like I'm still gonna do it. I just don't know when. But I want to do like what I told you. That I want to learn, and like hopefully I can find people that would be like down to let me cut their hair. Obviously I would have you or somebody that knows how to cut hair to be there. That way if I mess it up, it can still be fixed. Yeah. And not just let the person walk away with a fucked up haircut.
Well, that's honestly the hardest part about being a barber, is that unless it's someone that like is gonna take that sacrifice, no one's gonna really trust you with their hair. So it's hard to learn, because people don't want to get their hair fucked up, especially now. Like I feel like people care a lot about what they look like every single day. So like no one's gonna let you just mess up their hair for no reason, just like so you can learn. So that's the hardest part about being a barber. And if you don't have people like that, like a brother or something like that, or like a little brother, then it takes a long time to like learn how to do it right. And that's what sucks about it. But like,
because you actually have to do it You have to go through the fuck ups to actually see how you can fix and know how to avoid it.
Yeah, bro. But like, if you can find people that are willing to do that, then it should be no problem to even like get good at it. It should maybe like a year, 2 years, maybe. But yeah, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, because that's what I want to try and do, and like actually get people that hopefully I can find that let me cut their hair, so that I learn and I have a bit of an advantage with other people that would go. That way the process might speed up for me a little bit. Maybe I don't have to go a year because I already have that initial knowledge to be able, I know how to grab the clipper. I'm already comfortable with it. This is my method of cutting and stuff. Because I know that there's people that go from bottom to top, and then there's some that go from the top to bottom. So that's the tricky part to how you get used to. It's the same thing, just different method.
Yeah, exactly. I've never even tried any other method. Honestly, like, people say like, oh, you need to try all these different ones to see which one you like best. But for me, it was like I got good at one, and I just kept.
Don't mess with it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but so going back into like the barber stuff, at the beginning of you starting, besides me, I don't know if anybody else, who else would you say stepped up to like let you, even though you were just starting, even though you had already gone to school and you kind of already practiced on the people there that y'all would cut? Who else would you say was like, yeah, fuck it? Because I really didn't give a fuck. Because like I was doing music, but I wasn't super consistent.
Yeah.
And I needed a haircut regardless. So that's why I decided like to go with you. Because like I know the process that you were going through, and I would have liked if I basically started at the same time as you did, to have a few people that be like, you know what, fuck it, just cut my hair and shit.
Yeah, like, I think,
because I remember at first it was slow for you, bro.
It was like one haircut a week, 2 people a week. Like, it was kind of annoying because it was like I wasn't doing shit every day except for like those 1 or 2 clients a week. But the day ones, and honestly, they don't even get their haircut by me anymore, which I don't knock on them for. But you know Nick Buckler? Do you know who that is?
Nick Buckler.
He was a grade, I think, below us. He's got a beard now. Like
I might know who he is. I just don't register names. But okay.
So he was a year below us. His name's Nick Buckler. I started cutting his hair. I don't even know when, like how far along I had already been since I started cutting his hair. But once he came one time, he would come like every 2 weeks, and I'm not even gonna lie, like his haircuts weren't bad. They weren't bad at all, but definitely were not like great. But even though he still came back like every 2 weeks and hit me up. And now actually he gets his haircut with Angel, you know, Huerta.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. Like they're closer, so I could see them like him letting him fuck up his hair and all that. Which Angel's pretty good now.
Yeah.
But he's a real one because he did that for me. Like let me fuck up his hair just so I could practice, and he let Angel do it. Like that's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even peep that just now that you said it. That's crazy. Yeah.
Like he did it for me and for him, so he's a real one. I mean, he's like that personality where I guess he cares about like how it looks, but like deep down, he's like one of those people that's like, I wear a hat every day, I don't care.
Yeah. So, see, that was the advantage too for them. But me, I wasn't really wearing hats, but like, bro, like at the time, I think is when I was still at the restaurant. So.
Oh yeah.
I was in the kitchen, so the only people that really saw me was the people at the kitchen. And bro, you can't even notice the haircut because you have to wear those hairnets. So whether it's the brown hairnets or the white ones, you can't really tell if your haircut is fucked up or not. And I didn't give a fuck because like I know the process, and like I said, if I would have been going through that same stage, I would have liked to have somebody, because like, bro, you have to practice regardless, bro. Like you can't go around it unless you keep doing it. Then you're gonna see where your fuck ups are. And be like, oh shit, okay, I did this, and I can fix this if I do it this way. So that's why I also thought, I was like, bro, fuck it, like, I'm not going out really. It's from work to home and from home to work, so.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because, like at the time that I was cutting your hair, you were like one of those like one haircut a week.
Yeah, and I was consistent, bro. Anytime I needed it, I would hit you up to see if you were free, because like, bro, like, I was going sometimes all the way to Fort Worth, if not further down. They had to get a haircut, and I was like, bro, I have somebody here. Like, yeah, it's probably not something super like at the same level as them, because obviously you're not gonna compare somebody that just started to somebody that's been cutting hair for 3, 4, 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
So now, maybe compared to now, you're like at the same level, because now you had practice, you have multiple clients, you get booked. So it's like, it's a process that I'm glad that I was able to help in, because I know that if I was in that same position, I would have wanted that too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because it's not easy and it takes a while. When I very first started, like my oldest brother, he bought me like my first machine. It wasn't like a clipper, it was like a shaver.
Oh yeah.
But like once I told him that that's what I wanted to do, he was like all in. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be your first haircut. Cut it like every week, every 2 weeks. And yeah, for a while it was like that. And I mean, it looked shitty. It like definitely was like, I mean, the first haircut was the worst fucking haircut I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
It like lines everywhere. That shit was not even. But he still believed like in what I wanted to do, and he supported me all the way through. And to this day, I cut his hair like every 2 weeks when he comes home from work. And I don't think like maybe like once or twice he had to go somewhere else like for because I couldn't do it or something like that. But for the most part, like 99% of the time, yeah, he just came back. Like after that first one, he came to me, which he was probably the one that helped me the most, like letting me cut his hair.
He was your main canvas, you could say.
For real, yeah. And then my little brother too, cause like, I would just tell him, hey, I'm gonna cut your hair. Like he didn't really have a choice. Yeah. Like I just told him, hey, I'm gonna cut your hair, and I just did whatever haircut popped into my mind. I tried like all kinds of haircuts on him, just to see like practice different ones and see what I could work on and stuff. And he didn't go out. My little brother did not go out either. Yeah. So like to him, it didn't really matter either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's really important to have at least like one person that lets you just experiment and let you find out how good you can get at it and stuff like that.
So in your experience, like cutting hair and stuff, once you started the journey basically and the whole process developing, how long do you think it took you to basically say, oh shit, I can, like, I'm comfortable, and you know how the outcome of the haircut is gonna be?
From the very first haircut on, I would say it took me probably like, me personally, it took me maybe 2.5 years, something like that. 2 to 3 years in between. I do remember specific moments where maybe the haircut wasn't all there, but I was like, damn, like
I could have done better.
This side, well, yeah, like I could have done better, but also like, damn, this side looks crazy. Like, this is worth posting, and then maybe the other side doesn't look all that. So that's why I say like, I could see the progress, but I would say that maybe 2.5 years. That's when I really got to the point where I was like, wow, I could actually make this into a business if I decided to. Like, it's good enough to where I can charge this amount and people will still come back to get a haircut.
Yeah.
But that really just depends, like I said, with people that let you do it, and then how much you progress in between each haircut. Because like me, since I knew that I was not gonna have like so many people letting me cut their hair, after each haircut, or like each haircut, I would try to do what I messed up on the other one, like do it better. So I had to force myself like to remember, okay, what did I not do right this time, and I would try to fix it on that time. So each haircut, I had to get better, like no matter what. I couldn't afford to fuck up like more people, because I knew like if I fuck this up, they're not coming back. So like I don't got another option. I gotta like make a decent haircut out of this. So yeah, after each haircut, I would force myself to progress a little bit more than the last one.
Okay. Makes sense. And let's say now that you know where your level of cutting hair and everything is, if now that you see where your fuck ups were coming from, let's say you could go back to you when you were starting,
Yeah.
Now that you know like the ins and outs of how to do it, what and even for people that watch it, if there's anybody that watches it and it gets to enough people that maybe have that same interest of becoming a barber,
Yeah.
what's a tip that you could give yourself back then that you could also give somebody that like you could say this helped me and this could if I knew this when I started it probably would have given me a bit of an advantage and I would have gotten better maybe a little bit quicker.
Gotten better a little bit quicker. Shit.
Or something that the people that dive into that should keep in mind and not get frustrated right away.
Definitely is that a lot of, like I said, even though a lot of people care about how they look and all that, it's still just hair and it's gonna grow back. Whatever you do, like whatever you fuck up on, it's gonna grow back. It's hair. You know, you're not gonna fuck it up to the point where he goes bald, like forever. So that's one thing is like discipline yourself, but also don't make it too hard on yourself. Because a lot of people, the problem with like why people don't become barbers, like after they say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to barber school and all this, is one, they mess up once or twice and they're like, oh okay, this isn't for me. I can't do like. No, it's not for you right now because you just started, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's for you if you decide to discipline and actually get better. But people quit too quick. Yeah, too soon, because they fuck it up and they're too hard on themselves. Or like I said, there's not enough clients, so they feel like, oh, I'm never gonna get more people. It's just like a waste of money and a waste of time. Yeah, it all comes with time. You can't force yourself to. Like, nobody gave their first haircut and it turned out perfect.
Yeah.
You know, probably didn't even turn out good. Every first haircut is shitty, no matter who does it. So yeah, it's just don't quit too soon thinking that it's not gonna get better, when all it is just time.
Practice
And time. Because honestly, it's a really rewarding career. Like every week is something different. You get to meet all kinds of people that you never even thought you would meet. It's pretty funny, you know. You get to hear a lot of different stories and things like that. It keeps life entertaining.
Yeah, because it's a different how could you say, it's a different, even though you're doing the same thing, it's a different experience because you don't know who's walking through that door a certain day.
Exactly.
So you could either walk off with like a funny memory or walk off with something that maybe they told you and it give you a different perspective on something that might have happened during your day, or it might change the way you see maybe life throughout because of that conversation.
For sure. Like when you come in, I always like when you come in because we always talk about a lot of deep things and like different ideas about life. So it does give me different perspective. There's those people that come in and they just have like the craziest shit to talk about, the dumbest shit too. Like, ain't got nothing to do with anything, but it's just funny to talk to them. You got people that honestly kind of weird. like there's definitely been times where like people be like just acting weird and sus and not, I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna judge them, but at the same time, it's like, who the fuck am I?
Come on,
right
bro.
Now? Like,
This, bro. So now that you said that, there's like weird and funny people, or just kind of like you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Mm-hmm. Is there a incident or anything that you might have been like, bro, this was probably the weirdest haircut I've had to do?
Weirdest haircut?
Or like experience with a customer, cause bro, imagine, okay, you deal with customers at a much more personal level because you talk to them, but you're also dealing with them because like you're handling their hair or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you probably connect with customers more. I work retail, so I've seen some weird shit, but I imagine you've seen or had to like maybe in a conversation that are like, why am I a part of this?
Dude, there's definitely I do remember this one, and this was probably I think this is the most inappropriate and like weird conversation that this guy should not have been. I mean, he might have been lying because that's how crazy the story that he was telling me is. He was telling me this was when I worked at Great Clips too. So this is when I first like was barely starting off as like an actual job. So this was maybe like 4 years ago now.
Wait, hold on, pause real quick. This is how far I've even been going to him, bro, because I saw the whole the whole way, because he started from literally I was going to his house, or like we would meet up at it was Alexis's house.
Alexis's house,
or
yeah.
was it her house?
She was cutting hair too.
Okay, yeah, Alexis, a friend of ours. When we were in school, she also started cutting hair. Does she still cut hair?
I believe she does in Fort Worth or Burleson or something.
Okay, well, shout out to her. But we basically all kind of like connected because I knew her too, and I was friends with her for a bit, but we never got super close. Yeah. But I knew, and I kind of had hanging around her and some other people because they were friends of. She was friends of my friends that just happened to be also connected with her.
Yeah.
So it was a crazy. I bet sometimes you think about it and you're like, damn, I started over there and now I'm like here. Because like, bro, we started from literally at her house and then I went to your house whenever you had a chance. And then Great Clips, and then you stopped going to Great Clips and you did it for some time at the house.
Yeah.
And then you went to the shop.
Exactly.
So, bro, like I've literally seen the whole thing and it's crazy because like you said, you have to be patient. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people, like you said, 2, 3, 4, 5 fuck ups and they're like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, and I mean, I hear about it because here in Granbury, you hear like I swear, there was a point where like every single week, someone would tell me, oh, this guy's cutting hair over here. Or like, you know, little brother over here is cutting hair, and this man over here is cutting hair. And then like a few months pass, and I'm like, so is that guy still cutting hair? How's he doing? He's like, oh, nah, he's done. You know, he just decided not to do it no more. And like, it's kind of sad because it's like, bro, like I had that dream too. But
you like pulled through with it.
It's sad that they didn't, you know, like tell themselves, hey, I'm gonna make this happen. Which I mean, it could be for a lot of different things. I don't know what it was for, but yeah, like I hear that all the time where they're talking about somebody else just started cutting hair, but then a few months later they just ended up losing interest or whatever.
But going back to the story, I just had to put that in because I remember that.
That's like 5 years from start to finish, like. From house
the whole process, bro. It's
to Great Clips, going back and mowing lawns and cutting hair after mowing lawns, and then actually working at a shop like full time. That's 5 years.
Yeah, bro.
But anyways, yeah. So this was back when I was in
Great Clips,
working at Great Clips.
Yeah.
I can't remember what this guy looked like, but if I'm assuming correct, he was like this white guy. He looked just like a normal dude, but. And the whole conversation was just kind of weird. He was just saying a lot of things that you would think like, I don't know, that doesn't sound really true. But I was just going along with it. Usually when you're in that conversation, you kind of just have to go along and see what they talk about, just so they can feel, you know, so they don't get offended or nothing.
Yeah,
so I'm like, okay, yeah. And he was telling me that so he's married to this girl, and he was telling me that I think they went to like a cabin in the woods for like December, like Christmas time, and bro was telling me that he had a threesome with his wife. No, listen to this. He had a threesome with his wife and her twin sister, like her twin sister and his wife and him. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, bro. And this was out loud. Like everybody in this shop could probably hear what this man was saying, because in Great Clips, like. The station is like me, and then
right by you, yeah. There's
this like little right thing right here.
Yeah.
That's the other person. Like you can hear what everyone is talking about. And this guy was saying out loud, like, yeah, I fucked my wife, and then I fucked her sister right after, and then we all joined together and had a threesome. And like I said, it's one of those stories where you're like, that shit don't even sound real. But in the moment, I was like, yo, what? For real? That's crazy. And
I'm sure you were uncomfortable though, because like, maybe in the shop. Well, it's not even appropriate to even talk about that. It's because you're in public and there's multiple people. But
not in the Great Clips, bro.
Yeah, in the Great Clips is kind of crazy because, bro, I don't know if y'all have ever been to a Great Clips or anything, but like he said, bro, the stations are literally side by side.
Yeah.
And like. I don't know what it is, but it also felt like when you were talking, it echoed.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that big, but it wasn't that small, but you could hear what the fuck is going on.
It was an open space, yeah. So, like, if someone talked somewhat loud, like, everybody could hear it. You had to choose to not pay attention to what someone was talking about to ignore it. And this is, like, Great Clips is, like, kids, old people, whatever age, like, anybody goes to Great Clips. It's not just like only men. Like I was the only guy that worked at Great Clips. Everybody else was
Yeah,
like,
at the time,
like a lady or just women. I was the only guy that worked there. So I never, after he left, like I never brought it up with anyone. Nobody ever said anything. But I was like, while he was talking, I was like, yo, like why am I the guy that he's over here saying all this shit to?
So
in the middle of work.
when the conversation was going on, was there customers in there too? Like,
yeah, there was. I believe it was later in the day, so not a lot of customers, but there was definitely people there. Like it was still full and like functioning. Everyone was still there. And
Bro,
when people
I
start
don't know.
talking like that, I try to like I let them talk, and then I just quickly like say, oh,
Change
so anyways,
topics or
like what,
something.
like something else.
Yeah.
But I remember this guy was like so persistent in just talking about stuff like that, like really inappropriate things, and I think I just got to the point where I just stopped talking because like I didn't want him to keep talking about anything. So
Bro, that's crazy. And like, I can't even imagine how you felt, especially because like you said, bro, it's an open space and
Yes.
everybody is there, bro.
And I could feel all that. I could feel everybody like looking and turning. And it's like, man, how do you tell this guy to shut up?
Yeah, cause and the fucked up part about that is, it's a customer,
Uh-huh.
but the other customers don't know if that's somebody
Yeah.
you are cutting their hair consistently.
Especially when
So,
they talk about that, like,
yeah,
that type of stuff.
Yeah, because he was so open about it that they're probably like, bro, they're friends and they're talking about this open.
Fuck, bro.
Like it's nothing. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like I can't imagine
Yeah.
how you felt because, like I said, you got to look at it from that point of view too. Like maybe the people that were there, if they were paying attention, they were probably like, bro, really? They're talking about this right here.
Oh yeah, it's really
And
embarrassing.
I'm glad and I'm surprised that nobody either basically got you in trouble or anything, because like, bro, that's clearly inappropriate. That
Yeah, that's
you
a
shouldn't
weird-
even bring it up in a public space.
Yeah. Like I'll say my coworkers, they were pretty chill. They probably wouldn't have said anything, but I would have guessed if somebody were to get me in trouble, it would have been like another client that complained
Yeah.
about hearing that. But nah, I mean they just, I don't know. The day passed and nobody ever talked about it. So
Were you kind of like worried about something happening because of that conversation, or
while
were
it
you
was
just
going
like,
on, yeah, while it was going on, yeah, but not after. Not after he was done. It was just kind of whatever. But
and did you ever see him again? Did he ever get his hair cut by anybody else there, or nah?
honestly, I don't remember him to the point of like remembering his face, so I don't really know. I don't think I ever got him again. Yeah, I think it was just that one time. At Great Clips, it's a lot of one and dones, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
okay.
not a lot of people that like routinely go back to you, just because it's so packed there. Like even if someone comes back to like the Great Clips like consistently to get haircuts there, it's really unlikely that you'll even like get to cut their hair because it's so busy in there. So maybe he did get another haircut by someone, but not me though. Shit, I would've told
Damn,
no.
bro, hell no. I don't even know what I would have done. Because, like,
Bro.
at the shop, maybe they could still hear you, but at least you don't feel like everybody's looking at you.
Yeah.
Because you have your own little
Your own
area
little room.
where you're cutting.
Mhm.
But there, bro, and oh my God, and
Yeah.
the fucked up part is, too, because the mirrors are right there. So you can see in the mirror if anybody is looking at you
Yeah.
while the conversation is going.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like,
bro.
that, you speaking about it and as you're explaining it to me, like, I could visualize myself in the shop because I remember what it looked like. So I could only imagine, like, you in your head, you're like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about this, bro?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what was going through my head the whole time. It's just like, bro, like, you gotta read the room, man. This isn't the right place to be talking about this.
No, and not even, like, why? What made him think it was okay? Like, you don't even know this guy.
And honestly, I think the whole thing even started, like, I wasn't talking to him about anything like that. I think he was just telling me, like, about his marriage, like, that he was getting a divorce or something like that. And then he just started talking about shit like that. And I'm like, that had nothing to do with anything, bro.
He might have been on drugs or some shit, because, like, a normal people are
normal
weird
person.
nowadays,
Yeah.
right? But in a right mind, I don't think somebody would be comfortable enough to say it, especially with that many people around.
Yeah.
Because like, bro, oh my god, bro,
Wild story.
That's insane. Like, hell nah.
Yeah, like, man, I don't even. But it's one of those stories where like it sounds fake. Like I don't know. I honestly don't believe it. Maybe he was just trying to be funny or see like what he could like get away with. Saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe that shit's true because this guy was not like a good-looking guy. He was like some average motherfucker. So I'm like,
I mean, whether it was true or not, who in the right state of mind would fucking say that
yeah,
out loud with people there? Like, bro, and just like, could you not process that that's an uncomfortable environment to even be listening to something like that because you have eyes on you? And, bro, what if there was like little kids there and he's talking about that shit? Like, come on.
Well, honestly, it's not even too much different than being at the shop because at the shop that I'm at right now, you can hear everything too. Like, it may be like a little bit like not as loud, but if you listen, you can hear other people's conversations.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it would be less awkward because you're in your own space. There, you're open and everybody sees who you're talking to, what the conversation is like and everything because it's probably easier to focus on those conversations because of how open the space is as to you're hearing it, but you don't see who's actually talking, so you're like, whatever.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's also definitely been people that talk about shit like that at the shop, too, and it's the same thing. It's uncomfortable because, like, I don't want to talk about any of that. Not to, like, some random person I just met, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, even then, it's like, bro, what makes you think that you can just openly talk about it out of nowhere? Bro. Yeah, because like, imagine it's somebody like maybe if it was like a friend, you'd be like, bro, you're fucking around, whatever, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't know this person, so you can't literally say that to them because they're gonna be like, oh, rude ass motherfucker.
So, but yeah, that's probably one of the just unusual experiences. I can't say that there's really been much, especially now that I work at the shop. I definitely don't let people get like too deep into conversations like that. If they start talking about stuff like that, I just stop talking again, or I turn up my music or something. Just end the conversation, because I don't want people to think that I'm like trying to talk to him about stuff like that.
Because then that makes you look bad, even though you're not the one initiating the conversation.
Yeah. And well, my coworkers have told me that there's definitely, because they're all women, and they've told me that like there's been a lot of guys that hit on them, and these are my current coworkers at my current shop, and that there be some dudes that just be like, once they sit in the chair, they start trying to, I guess, flirt with them, or not even flirt, but they start being creepy, and they just start saying weird stuff like that.
That's what I hate about like. Bro, it's a fucking job. You're getting your money and shit, but like, just cause whether it's a guy or it's a girl, bro, like, if you're gonna flirt, bro, there's ways of flirting.
Yeah.
And some of the ways that I've seen that, cause like, I've gone to several shops and there's been like, let's say, you go to like, let's say La Gran Plaza, for example. There's barber shops and then there's beauty salons or whatever you call it, and there's maybe one or two barbers in there and the rest is ladies that do the hair dyeing and all that stuff. Bro, some guys, they just get a simple cut, they don't get like a fade or whatever, they just get a normal one and they go with those people. And sometimes I would see how they interact with them and I'm like, bro, like, you probably married and got like 3-4 kids and you over here doing some weird ass shit.
Exactly. Like, that's how it is.
And it's like, bro, what? No. And like I said, there's ways of flirting, and then there's creeps.
Yeah.
And
creeps,
it's like, bro, come on.
Yes. Oh, it's so, and I hear that shit sometimes too. Like, I hear it like while it's going on.
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
I'm like, yo, like they be saying the worst shit imaginable. Like, you can't even consider that flirting. You're just being fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like they expect that shit to work. And it's like, that shit is not going to work, bro. No one's going to go for that.
Hell no, bro. That's
funny as fuck, though. To hear them, like, basically
think they got game, but they really don't got game, bro.
Fail at it. Like, bro, she is not finna say yes to you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, sometimes you know that they got a wife and shit, and they still be talking like that. Like,
and yeah, like, even like when I've seen that, obviously you go to a shop, if it's far away, you're probably not gonna know the people
Right.
that walk in.
Yeah.
But especially like here, since that's one of the main, like you could say it's a hot spot where
Yeah.
a lot of people here go.
Uh-huh.
You're probably gonna know the person.
Yeah.
And in your head, you're like, bro, if your wife knew
Yeah.
the type of shit you talk about or how you interact with these people, I don't think it'd be.
Oh, bro. They be wildin'.
Yeah, bro. And it's
They'd
like,
be wildin'.
that's insane.
Yeah. Or they be like, oh, yeah, I got my girl back home. I got my kids, like, in Mexico. And I'm like, so what are you going to do this weekend? Oh, I'm going to hang out with my girl. And I'm like, bro, you fucking crazy.
No, hey.
I got a family back home.
It's probably not all just Hispanic people, right? It's probably other people, too, that do that shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure.
it's sad to even say, bro, your own people be doing this shit. Like, not family, but I'm saying, like, your own kind of people, like Hispanic people.
Yeah.
And they talk about it and they act like it's normal. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, they act like I'm finna agree with them, and I'm just like,
Oh, shit. Like, let me come through, too. Like, I'm trying to hang out with y'all or something like that. 'Cause
Nah.
they'll initiate. I've heard it to where they think that they're going to be like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, what's up? Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're going to boost their ego up or some shit. And it's like,
I don't want all
nah.
that, bro.
Hell nah. But, okay, moving on from that. That's crazy. So, kind of staying on topic about the barber, but kind of switching it. What has been some cool shit you've experienced being in the barber industry? Have you been able to, like, I don't know, connect with somebody that you're like, damn, like, I would have never thought that I would have met somebody that does this, and I took something, like a learning experience or something from a certain person that, not even, it could have been because of what you do, you were networking with people, not necessarily cutting their hair, but because of what you do, you got to speak to some people or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I really, like, networked with anyone. Once I cut their hair, that's kind of usually it, unless they come back, and then I might build, like, a cool friendship with them. But I've cut people, there was this one guy, you know the show Yellowstone?
Yeah.
So there was a girl and a guy that worked, they were, like, filming something, I think, in Granbury. Or they were in Granbury for whatever reason. And she was I think like the casting, like someone that cast the
like
character.
a casting agent or something like that.
Something like that. She worked for that show, and then I cut her hair. She had really short hair. I cut her hair for that, and she was just telling me like about her job and that they were there for a little bit. This was like last year. It was pretty cool. I mean, I've never met anyone that worked like in a TV show, especially because that's like a big show apparently. I don't watch it, but
yeah, I know what it is. I've never watched it, but I've always heard people talk about it. And like I work retail, they have a lot of products. Yellowstone and stuff like that.
It's like a country show.
Yeah.
And then she like told the guy that works with like the animals for that show, I guess the horses or whatever animals they use in there.
Yeah.
He came and got a haircut. So nothing crazy, but it was interesting to talk to someone that like is in that area where they work with like big actors and stuff like. Cause she told me like, yeah, I work with. Was it Kevin Costner? I don't know who else is on there, but Kevin Costner's like a really famous actor.
Yeah.
She's like, I work with him all the time. And the guy, I mean, I'm sure he probably works with them too. He's the one that like wrangles the animals or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I've cut. I mean, nothing specific, but I've cut with like people that are like.
Excuse me.
They've told me that. They're like airline pilots, which isn't crazy, but it's kind of cool to know someone that like.
Yeah, because it's somebody in a complete different field that you probably have no knowledge in, but
it's a badass. Cool, it's a badass thing, yeah. This guy like, what does he say? He does like, he diffuses bombs and shit like that.
Oh hell,
some crazy shit like that, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's telling me like, yeah, bro, we make bank and shit like that. It's kind of cool, like it really puts us in perspective, like how much jobs can like actually make.
Yeah.
You know, like how much you can make from doing some crazy. Like I never even heard of jobs like that. Like fucking diffusing
how the
bombs
fuck did
shit.
you find out that that's even a career?
Yeah, like
shit?
how'd you even get into that shit, bro?
Yeah.
And it'd be like the weirdest looking people too. Like the guy that does that, he like the scrawniest dude. He looks like he doesn't leave his house type of thing. But he be telling me like, oh yeah, I fly to like all over the world to do this type of stuff, and it's just crazy because I mean he's someone that I didn't think would really do stuff like that, And that's kind of how it is for like all kinds of jobs. It's like you don't even expect them that's what they do.
Yeah.
And but they end up being really cool people. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah.
I've never met like a rude person or nothing. Pretty nice.
You haven't had a rude customer yet? Hopefully never, right? Because shit, or like somebody that was like out of pocket to where you're like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what I do?
Nah. I mean, I try to be pretty friendly with everybody, unless someone is coming in there with like that attitude of trying to
Start
be like
some
a
shit.
dickhead for no reason. But I mean, even if they do, like, I ain't cutting nobody that is gonna act like that. I can tell them like, hey, I don't gotta do your hair. I don't gotta cut no one's hair.
Yeah,
I
you're
can
not
sit
obligated.
here,
It's your job, but you're not forced to do.
I can sit here all day and tell everybody no, and I'll still have a job because I pay rent at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So like, I don't gotta cut no one's hair. If you're kind of talk like that or act like that, then you can go somewhere else because I don't gotta do nothing. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. If it does, I guess it does. But so far, no. I haven't cut or I haven't met anyone that's like just rude for no reason.
Yeah. What about like, since barber is like your field and stuff?
Yeah.
You've never gone to like a barber show or anything? You haven't tried to at least go to some of the shit? Cause like, at least to see, and cause like sometimes they get like some advice or some cool shit that they have, a new product or something like that. Because I've always thought those are cool, but I mean, I've never even gone. But I know that they have some conventions here.
Yeah.
Sometimes in Fort Worth, Dallas, Irving, and shit like that.
I've never gone to any. I really want to go. Either I just forget when it's gonna be or something like that. But yeah, I think it's like BarberCon. I think that's what it's called. They usually do that, I think, in Dallas. I've always wanted to go, but I just, for whatever reason, I don't end up going. But it'd be cool to go because it's like a lot of influencer barbers too.
Yeah.
And I think they have like competitions. What I want to do eventually is do competitions where it's like, you know, however many barbers, and they give you like a prompt or whatever, like do a crazy design, or it's like 15-minute or less haircut and whatever, like whoever does it the best.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to do. I don't think I'm at that level yet, especially like a 15-minute haircut. That'd be kind of crazy. But eventually I do want to
it'll get there. It's honestly gonna get there because, like, bro, like, I could tell you, like, I was there, bro. Like, I can clearly see that. Like, when you first started, I could tell, like, you could, like, let's say this is a clipper. You would grab the clipper kind of, like, scared at what the outcome was gonna be. And now I feel like you kind of know how to do it, but you still have room for improvement, but it's not at the level that it was, because now you can kind of like maneuver. Oh shit, I messed up here, let me just fix this right here. And maybe back then you were like, fuck, what do I do next? Like, how do I fix that type
like
shit? You feel me?
Bro.
So yeah, it's probably not even that far away to get to there, because like,
hopefully
you get customers pretty often, so it'll eventually get to a point where you could probably even do that, bro. Like,
yeah, I really hope so. I mean, I think I've told you already. I've told a lot of people that I do plan on eventually like moving to like a bigger city or bigger area, just because usually in those areas people are out more, because obviously there's more stuff to do, so they care a lot more about how they look every day.
Yeah.
So like that's where the people are willing to pay more money to look nice, because they already know, like, I'm gonna be doing all this, I'm gonna be going over here, like this weekend I'm gonna be doing this, so they know like I have to look on point everywhere I go, so they're gonna pay that money. And here in Granbury, it's still like an old folks home, so, or like an old folks town.
So yeah, and only people that know go to you. Like, if you know, because like, it's a barbershop. And there's only like what, like barbershop, I think it's only like 2, right?
There's a few, but they're not all that great. So
yeah,
like a good barbershop, there's like 2 or 3 maybe. So it's pretty limited. So eventually I do want to move out of Granbury and go to like potentially Dallas, or like
between maybe Fort Worth and Dallas, like that way you get both ends probably too.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. But ideally I would like to like move to like San Antonio or Austin, like.
Yeah, because that's hard. Where a lot of people are too.
Yeah, like my friend Alan, he lives in by Austin, and he gets his haircut in a town called San Marcos.
And I know where that's at.
Yeah, and there's like a barbershop, a specific one there, and I follow one of the guys that works there on Instagram, and they like their haircuts are on point. And he be telling me like, yeah, bro, these guys are like 20 years old. They're younger than us. And this guy's got like a Hellcat and shit. And he be like raffling off Hellcats
What
and
the
just
fuck?
like doing crazy shit like that. Like they got bread because they started so early and because it's a college town. He's like, everybody goes here, bro. Everybody goes here. And they charge like 60, like up for haircuts.
Yeah.
So, and I know people are always gonna be like, yo, that's fucked up to be charging that much for a haircut. Which, I mean, yeah, it is fucked up, but like, there's also someone that's paying it, you know? Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, if your work is good enough, your work is gonna speak for the value of, that you're charging.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's another thing, like kind of going into what you're saying, and it's true. Like if you know what your work is valued, don't underprice what your value behind the work is. Because it's like, I watch a bunch of documentaries, and which is why I think I got more into like podcasts and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Because I could talk to you, and the conversation can be completely different from another friend that I hop on with an episode with.
Right.
Because there's different perspectives, and you think completely different from that other person.
Yeah.
So there's this one guy that always pops up on my Instagram, always, just on the reels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a videographer. The guy works with a lot of businesses to make promo videos.
Okay.
To like promote the business, or like before and afters of maybe like people that work and do their job.
Okay.
And he held like a master class kind of to teach people how he works and how to do like the ins and outs of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was setting an example where he pulled one of the students to pretend like he's somebody that's trying to recruit him or get on his class or whatever to learn what he's doing. And he basically explained, like, let's say I'm trying to sell this water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
You go to one store, it's maybe $1. And then you go to the gym, it's going to be $4.
Yeah.
Why are you going to pay $4 for the bottle when you can go to the store and buy it for $1?
For sure.
Like you just said, there's people that are going to pay for it. They need the item, so no matter what it fucking costs, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So going back to like pricing your work, what he's explained is like, what he gave a good example of is, let's say the videographer comes and does a video for you because you're a barber and you want to promote your skill.
Right.
He says the video is going to be $1,500.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but that's too much. Like, I don't think I can afford it. Can you work something out? The way he shifted the whole thing, which blew my mind, and it basically shows how people you can change their perspective knowing how to handle the situation. He was like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll give it to you for half the price, but for every new customer that you get, I get a percentage of what you're getting. So you can either get the full price that the customer is paying you. Like, let's say the haircut is 60. I get $10 of those 60 each time you get a new customer, because they're probably going to you because of the video I made.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Pay me the $1,500, or pay me half, but each time you get a new customer because of the video, you give me a percentage of what you're making.
Right. It's like a royalty. Yeah, I got you.
So that's how I look at it, because yeah, there's people that are probably gonna be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you trying to charge more when there's people that charge this?
Right.
Yeah, because you're valuing your work. You know what it's worth, and you know what you're putting in to be able to like price it at that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, cause like I follow a bunch of like barbers, bro. Cause like I said, it's still a little interest that I have there that hasn't left. That I know sooner than later I'm gonna dive into it and actually do it, because shit, who knows? Maybe this social media stuff or whatever doesn't work, and I need something that I'm for sure gonna have money in. That's something that, bro, everybody has hair.
Yeah, everybody has hair, bro.
And like, ain't there's not gonna be a person that's gonna be like, oh no, like I can just go here because I can get this and this done. Like, bro, yeah, like I can do that too. Like, even like, let's say, for example, something happens, you know, you have that skill, and a couple buddies of yours weren't able to go to their barber, and they have some kind of special event or something. Maybe it won't turn out as good, but now you have the skill to, hey, look, I do this. It might not be as good, but I can help you out with that, and you're saving them time and getting them out of a problem. So that's the way I look at it too.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill that, and I tell people, like, hey man, if you have kids and stuff, like imagine you know how to cut hair and you got kids, you ain't gotta pay for no haircut.
You're saving hella money,
Yeah.
bro.
Like,
you have 5 kids. Let's say you go to a place that's $20. Let's say, bro, that's fucking. Oh, not including tips, bro. That's over fucking.
It's over 100.
Over 100, depending on how much you tip.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you rather save those $100 or go spend those $100 and not be able to use those $100 for something that you might actually need?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's a good skill to have no matter what. Especially like you said, you got kids and stuff. I would encourage anyone to really learn how to cut hair. Maybe don't make it like a career if you don't want to, but it's not a bad thing to know. You know.
So now that you've done the barber stuff and you've done it for a long time, like, do you? At what level would you want to scale your skill at?
Honestly, what I think my real dream of like in barber is like being like a celebrity barber.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be.
I think
lit,
that would be
bro.
cool. Yeah, just cause like even just meeting those people, like people that you've looked up to and stuff. I know people say like don't meet like the people that you look up to because you're gonna find out that they're probably not how you think they are.
Yeah.
But even still, like
The experience within itself.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Like, yo, I cut fucking like imagine I cut Drake's hair or something like that. I get to like go into his house and shit. He's like, yeah, bro, come into my house and we can just do it over here. Like, that's an
Well,
experience.
I mean, not even like I get what you're saying about don't meet the people you look up to because or don't focus on meeting them. Let it happen if it happens. But, bro, like you said, let's say you cut Drake. And you're a celebrity barber and you're starting, but that's one of the first clients you get.
Yeah.
Just by saying, oh, what does your portfolio look like? Like, who and who have you cut so-and-so's hair?
Yeah.
Oh, I've cut this and this and this guy. Now, you mention names that maybe you cut their hair once, but just because you can say that name, it opens doors for you to meet more names that are like, bro, what the fuck? You cut his hair? Like, what the hell? And like, yeah, I see it. And that's the same thing that I kind of see myself around the similar goal, different profession, you could say. Like with the podcast thing, hopefully someday I interview some kind of celebrity or something, and that takes it to, oh, you interviewed him? Oh shit, look, your platform is not that big, but since you already know him or you did that, let me get you in here.
That's like Bobby Altoff, that girl.
Yeah, bro, she... out of nowhere.
Yeah, she interviewed Drake, Mark Cuban. I don't even know who else, but like out of nowhere, like I know who this girl was.
She blew up,
And why? Probably because like I don't know who she interviewed first, but she either interviewed Drake or Mark Cuban first, and the other person was like, "Oh shit, all right, let's come over here and see what we can do." Cause yeah, I mean, like I don't even know where she came from. Like I never heard nothing.
And
about
look,
her.
my whole thing. The way I have a bit of a blueprint on how I want to do this podcast thing is, bro, obviously the camera that I have is not a fucking expensive ass camera.
Right.
I just recently made the purchase of the other camera that I showed you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That one is mainly going to be for like regular content. Eventually I'm going to upgrade that one to where it's going to be mainly used for the podcast.
Okay.
My main goal with this podcast thing, the way that I'm trying to make this blueprint and why I'm so passionate about it, and hopefully I can take it to the level that I want to, is so that people watch from the beginning right now, like from the first episode to however far I'm going right now, to, bro, you could literally start with your phone, bro.
Yeah.
And, bro, obviously these mics, they sound pretty clear, but they're not the best mics in the market.
Yeah.
But I want to show that you could get there, and once you start getting a little bit of money or whatever, little by little upgrade it and take it to the level where you see fucking Bobby's quality or Logan Paul's podcast that it looks like a fucking TV show or Joe Rogan. Like, bro, they got there because they got the money. But if they wouldn't gotten the money and if that's what they wanted to do, they probably would have started the way I started.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to show, hopefully I can take it up to that scale to like, bro, I started with decent quality, but I was still able to bring it up to the point where I interviewed fucking, who knows? What if tomorrow I fucking interview Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
and he's one of the biggest names, or fucking one of the artists that I look up to. Like, since that's the field that I'm also in, it's like that's why I'm also trying to focus on not just do the podcast. I wanna, at the end of the day, when I first started, I was like, I want to be known as a rapper. That's it. I want to be a rapper, and that's it. But as I started seeing how everything works and how social media works, is I want to be entertainer, but also be boxed in with being an artist. Because as an artist, I don't want to just be like a rapper that just makes rap. I want to be able to someday, maybe in the Spanish industry, let's say, what if tomorrow I figure out how to do a bachata too, and like box in as much genres as I can, so that maybe what if one of those songs pops up, and because of that, it brings that attention to an artist that I would have never thought I would have made a collab with.
Exactly.
So that's why I want to do the music, but the YouTube and the podcast, because it's all in the same field, different.
It's like multimedia.
Yeah, and it's like a different process that you're taking, but you're dealing with the same outcome. And a podcast, you're still gonna have an audience. YouTube, you have an audience. Music, you have an audience. Maybe different scales for it, but at the end of the day, you still have an audience.
Yeah.
So it's like you could bring attention no matter what you do. It just depends on what type of media you're creating.
Yeah, it attracts. One thing might attract it to another one, and then now you have a fan for like your podcast and your music. You know, like, or the music can attract the other person to the podcast.
Yeah,
So,
or the YouTube and stuff. Because like what I plan on doing with YouTube is like trips, cool things that I might do behind the scenes for music videos, behind the scenes for podcasts, stuff like that, to show that just because I'm doing one doesn't mean I have to take focus off of the other. Like, it can all connect.
Yeah.
And what if all three of them blow up to where it makes this whole big business to where it's all connected in one circle?
Yeah.
And it's like, right now, hopefully it happens for me, and if there's somebody else out there, hopefully it happens for them too. But like, I don't think I've seen anybody that could be quote unquote a celebrity that has a podcast, that does music, and that does content, that it all connects and make it all one, and be able to like pull through with it.
I don't think so. Maybe like Fuerza Regia, they do YouTube, right?
Yeah, I don't think
podcast?
he's done super consistent content, but he has done it.
Yeah, but he doesn't do a podcast though.
No.
I don't think, right?
No.
No. So yeah, like
YouTube. Yeah, I've seen that he's done YouTube videos and stuff, but podcast and stuff, because like, bro, you can connect with people, like, let's say artists. What if because of a podcast interview that I do later on in the road, they're like, hey, I saw you do music, let's work, let's network or something. Like, that's the biggest goal that I have right now when it comes to the entertainment industry and whatever media that it is that I decide to like maneuver on and maybe takes off first. Because that's why I bought that too, because bro, TikTok is what drives music right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why I got that, so that whether it's funny videos that I decide to do, inspirational videos or whatever, pump out on that same platform, because that's how a lot of artists are also taking off. Maybe they have a funny side to it, but because you're so focused on the music side, you don't see their comedic side or their serious side or their inspirational side or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you said, TikTok is probably the most what everyone uses right now, I guess. The most,
even for businesses, bro. Why haven't you started that?
Honestly, I don't even know. I can't even answer that, because it's just, even like,
because even Instagram would help you. Yeah, you post your pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I never do reels or anything like that. I don't know. Honestly, I just forget to even ask people about that stuff. And I've never done one, so at the same time, like, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to making like TikToks and reels.
I'll help you, bro.
You'll help me?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. If you can help me, I'll do them. But honestly, like, the thing is, I just don't know how to do it like that.
Like, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not the best editor. I don't know how to do the crazy shit that you'll see on the media. But everybody's touched from somewhere, bro. And I'm honestly taking this whole shit serious, especially now. And like, I'm gonna say this on this episode too, and like, I ain't trying to like throw shots or anything at anybody, but me being in a relationship, bro, I feel like it was kind of holding me back from pushing myself to do what I'm doing. Like, I was still doing it, and I was still passionate for it, but I feel like I was so focused and so tied up in the relationship that my focus was the relationship is here and what I'm doing is here. I was leaning more towards here and doing here, but I'm like,
Yeah.
if I do it, cool. And like, bro, honestly, I've been working on the mixtape for the longest time, and I've talked to you about it.
Yeah.
That mixtape, if I would have really pushed and done it, that shit would have been out on my birthday.
It would have been out already, huh?
And because I was too comfortable, I was just sitting on it. If I'm able to record, cool. If he's able to answer me and I'm able to go to the studio, cool. Like, if he wasn't answering and he was busy, I wouldn't even reach out till months later and be like, you free? And because I wasn't consistent in trying to see if the studio time was open, they would book other stuff. And I just got so comfortable that I wasn't even doing that. I wasn't even doing YouTube as consistent back when the couples channel was up.
Oh.
Like, it was like I was doing it, but I wasn't trying to like look at a wider spectrum, could you say?
Yeah.
And see what I was actually able to do.
Gotcha.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, now, not that she was holding me back or anything, but I was just so focused in the relationship in itself that I feel like I wasn't focused on what I wanted to do too.
Yeah.
And it kind of like opened my eyes to be like, bro, like, I'll tell you off camera, like, the thing that I even talked to my mom about, and she was like, why didn't you think about it earlier? And she even, like, she wasn't even saying, like, that it was distracting me, but to a certain extent, the relationship was a bit of a distraction to a certain point if you look at it from different perspectives and what I'm actually doing now as to how I was doing stuff prior to how I'm doing it now.
Yeah. It like took up more of your time then, huh? Like more of
Yeah, because I was so focused and like, being in a relationship is beautiful, bro. I enjoyed every second of me being in it, but at the same time, I feel like what they say, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I might not understand and ever know why everything ended the way it ended or how the outcome was of it. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise of like, hey, wake up. Like, you have potential to do this. Why are you not putting more time than you already were to what you're doing?
Yeah, maybe it opened a door.
Yeah.
A door to like let you actually put all your energy towards it.
Yeah.
Instead of having two things to juggle.
Yeah. And like, you also gotta think about it, bro. Being in a relationship, you're gonna spend money regardless.
Yeah.
Like, being in a relationship is not free. So a lot of that money too was going into that. So like, you have to see how you maneuver. And I wasn't even looking at options of how to maneuver. Like, if I didn't have enough money for a music video, I would just wait.
Wow. Gotcha.
And I would go out with my girl or spend money that I had. Not even when it came out to going out with her, just in general. Even if I wanted to go out, just because I didn't have enough money, whatever I had saved up, I was spending it. And I'll just save it later. And eventually I'll get to the amount that I need. So I feel like I was being irresponsible because of me too. Not just the relationship. The relationship isn't what made me do that. It's because I wasn't just opening my eyes and doing it when I could have easily done it.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do that, like, what I know, I can help you and pass it over to you and kind of like, it'll be a learning process for both of us, because now we're going to see how we can do it on your end. But now, since I'm doing it on mine, maybe I'll bump into something before we do it on yours, and we can avoid fucking something up that you're doing because I fucked up on my shit. Right. But it's because it's a learning process on both ends.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Like I said, I'm really, like, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but like, I'm like illiterate to that.
To the social media stuff and stuff?
Like,
I mean, yeah, because
really
it probably doesn't catch your attention as much as the barber side of it.
That's what it is.
If it did, you probably would be like, oh shit, let me.
Yeah. It's just not as interesting, and that's the thing, yeah.
No, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. What we can do is this. We can figure out how to like film, and I can practice, and it'll be practice for me just like the barber stuff for you was.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, I would advise you if I don't get to the level of being like, damn, those edits look crazy. Every now and again, if you can, and if it's in your budget, I would hire a videographer to give you at least a few promo clips. Because trust me, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 of those videos, if you post them, that'll give you some traction, bro. Especially if you post them on TikTok and stuff, and it ends up on people's For You pages, and you pay for the little promo that the social media has, bro, it's gonna reach accounts. Especially since if, like, let's say your following percentage is high here in Granbury, whether or not they're following you, because it knows that there's a lot of people you follow in the area. The social media, I don't know how it really works, but it registers the area. And it'll push your stuff in the area with people that follow people you follow.
Really? So it'll pop up for them too. Like people that you don't even know, but like they're following
It'll
other
obviously
people.
push it to people maybe out of state too. But it really, really pushes it to your surrounding area, because it pushes it onto the For You page or the algorithm of people that follow people you follow.
Wow.
Or your followers too.
I didn't know that. I had no clue about
Bro,
any of that.
I'm telling you, ever since this whole thing and I started focusing on everything, I've done so much deep diving, like, on info and trying to learn this whole thing before I get into it, to where it's like, I'm doing this full time and I'm making a living off of it. Because eventually that's what I want to do. I want to be able to, my biggest goal right now, hopefully it happens later on in life, is be able to have open time to myself, to like the day I have kids, I don't have to, like, let's say they have some big event at school, I don't have to be like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, I can't go because I have to go work. I'm working my hours, I'm doing whatever I want. If I can't do that video or this and that meeting, and it won't affect me if I do it tomorrow.
Right. You ain't got to worry about it. Like, it's not something that's going to...
Similar to the barber stuff, you're working your hours, and if you want to work today, you can. If you don't want to work, you're losing money, but it's your hours. You can maneuver and rebuttal whatever you didn't do certain day.
Yeah. I guess that's the dream for everybody, right? The point where you ain't got to worry about, damn, I didn't go to work today, I'm not going to have enough money for this. Like, it's a point where it's
well, not even just financial stability, but like mobility too. You're not tied up to like, oh, if I miss this, I'll be at risk of losing my job or whatever. And like, bro, working at a fucking place, it's like you have to show up at a certain time, and if you fuck up so many times, you're done. And when you're working on your own and doing your own stuff, you could fuck up and it might fuck you up to it mess up your process, but it's not gonna be as hard of a shift as if you mess up at a job. Oh, you messed up this and this and this time, you're fired.
True. It kind of gives you some freedom. Freedom to do like whatever, like your own schedule basically.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do, you can get done, and you're not tied down to like a certain time of I got to do this or I need to be here for this or something like that. That'd be a good thing for. I mean, I wish I could get to that point too. Like,
nah, you will, bro. Cause like, bro, you've been consistent with the barber stuff, bro. If you really want to do like what you're saying, like go out to a different city where like there's obviously more people, bro. What the fuck? That can easily get done.
Yeah.
Easy. Cause bro, just look at it. Look at it from a different scale. Look at it from when you started and where you're at now.
Yeah.
You're full-time barber. You don't have to worry about what you were doing. You were bouncing back from mowing lawns to barbering, and then same thing. If it was slow at the lawns, you tried to find a way to get business on the barber side. If it was slow on the barber side, you were trying to find where you were doing lawns. Now you're at a point where you could say you're making a living off of it. If you're already at that scale, what makes you think you can take it to a higher scale and be like, oh shit, like.
That's true.
And that's why I also told you, maybe you could get an idea off of just simply showing up to a barber show. What if something happens and you're like, oh shit, I can do that. And if you do it, what if that gives you a small boost to get closer to the point where you want to get? Because now you visually see certain things that you might hear about, but because now you visually saw it, it flips a switch and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think I should definitely try to look into the barber shows. I do want to go. I feel like I don't
Let's
keep
go.
up with it enough. Yeah.
If they bring one, I'll go with you.
Gotta look up when they're coming by.
Shit, I don't know. I mean,
well,
we'll definitely look it up and investigate because they have them shits all the time.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just one.
I think maybe like the big ones, yeah, but they have little conventions every now and again, bro.
Really? Yeah, I guess I just.
I think it's bigger during summer though. Like at the beginning of summer or like at the beginning of the year, I think that's main. Cause like that's when they do sneaker con and all that stuff too. So I imagine that all those events kind of land similar dates because that's when everybody's out and about seeing what they can do in the area and shit.
Well, I think they do like a tour because I remember for sneaker con I went with my friend. I think it was a couple years ago. That was in October. So I think it maybe does like a tour. Like it goes to different locations like that.
I think it's just a matter of looking it up and shit, bro. We definitely find it.
Yeah,
But if it ends up landing on a day that we can both go, bro, like shit, I'll go with you, bro. Cause like I said, it draws my attention, and like, bro, at the same time, we could use that to like, since I'm doing the YouTube content and stuff, not only to get the video and record it, but it's also shit that you're doing to add onto your portfolio because you're working. Even though you're getting content of it, you're practicing your craft.
That's true.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're down to go, we can go and shit. And, like, bro, it can definitely get to that scale, bro.
It's not a bad idea at all, bro.
Easy.
I have to look up when the next one's coming up. Hell yeah.
Alright, so, now, to end off the episode, what are some goals you would say, or, like, at least from now to the end of the year, what are some stuff that you're working on that you could obviously talk about? That you could be like, at least I want to be able to do this and at the end of the year say, oh shit, I did this. Or anything. It could be either personal outside of the barber side or anything.
If it's like anything, I mean, definitely the gym. I've been more consistent now. Like this past month, I kind of like slacked a little bit. But I kind of like just took like a minute to like really look at myself and I was like, man, I've been doing this for a few months and like I just really need to like take it as serious as I should, because I do want at the end of the year, so like December time, just by my birthday too, I want to like be in better shape, which is like what, 2 months away, 3 months away. So I still have a little bit of time, but at least towards the end of the year, I want to be. I think when I started, I was like at 170. I want to be down to maybe like 160, 155, which I know it sounds easy. It sounds easy, but like I said, I haven't been like good with like the dieting and all that, and that's what's been making it hard.
Look, I'm gonna give you a hack, bro. When you diet, what does your diet look like? Like, what do you consider dieting?
Not eating as much, because I think what about my diet is like, not that I eat like really shitty, but I eat a lot. Like I eat a lot.
It's misportioned.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a hack. Look, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a professional, but this is what I've seen, bro. Bro, this is what I'm telling you, bro. Like, not even in the social media shit, not even in the barber shit. Like, if there's anything that I can help with, I'll help you with it, bro. Cause like I've told you that I've been taking the gym shit seriously, and I've stayed consistent for a long ass time. Yeah, there's days I miss, and there's probably like a week or two that I don't go. But compared to when I was going to the gym to now that I'm going to the gym, bro, I started at 235, bro. That's the heaviest I've been, and I can't even believe that I was that fat. The other day, it was probably like earlier last week, I weighed myself for the first time in the longest time. I weighed, I think, I went down from 225 to like 219. And that was, 235 to 219. And that was the last time I weighed myself. And I was scared to weigh myself again because I was like, yeah, I've been dieting and I've been watching my stuff, but I don't want to get discouraged by watching my weight on the scale. Bro, the last time I weighed myself from the initial weight that I started at, 235, it was like 219 something. I weighed myself, I was at 205.
Really? Wow, so you've lost 30 pounds already. That's crazy. What's the time frame from that?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
But Obviously, my dieting isn't super strict. I probably would have gotten to the weight that I want a long ass time ago, but I don't want to push myself that hard yet because it's something that I'm wanting to learn and not take something like that because it could have consequences in it. Like, what if I start feeling like shit? I get discouraged and I don't fucking go to the gym because I felt a certain way because I'm pushing myself too hard. So, the biggest thing that I'll tell you that has helped me a lot because I don't eat the cleanest, but I don't eat dirty like I used to. Calorie count is the biggest thing you'll start to notice a difference. If you do a calorie deficit diet, you'll easily start to notice. It'll probably be like a pound or two a week or whatever that you start noticing. It'll be slow, but you'll start to feel, especially within. You won't feel like shit in the morning. You won't feel like, oh, I'm tired. Like, you start to low-key feel like you have energy. I'm going to find the website that I looked it up in. There's a website where you can punch in, like, your height, your age, your current weight, and something like that. And based on that, it gives you a recommended calorie deficit intake that you should be taking. So, like, let's say right now your weight is recommended 2,000 calories a day. Let's say. It'll give you approximately what calorie deficit diets you can follow to reach certain goals you want, depending on what weight you want to get to. Right now, I think the one that I'm doing is like 18 something. Originally, it's like 2,200 calories a day at my weight, if I wanted to stay at the weight that I want. But since I'm wanting to drop little by little, I take that. I still eat every now and again what I want, but I make sure that what I'm eating stays in the calorie amount that I want.
Right.
So, like, let's say I eat McDonald's today. What I eat is probably like 1,000 calories, let's say, the meal. I still have 700 calories that I can consume. I just make sure that whatever I'm eating the rest of the day after that fat, like super heavy calorie count, stays within that. Sometimes I do go over it a little bit, but bro, that just goes to show that you don't have to eat the cleanest, because obviously if you force yourself, you're going to discourage yourself because you're still going to want those sweets. You're still going to want that candy, that bag of chips, this, and that. As long as you try and do it every now and again, spread it around and not do it super consistently, you're going to notice a difference.
Right.
I'm not saying don't eat clean, but eat as clean as you can, but also be a little bit lenient with yourself, because you're not going to straight up drop all the fast food you eat and eat salads every day. Because people have that misconception that, I have to eat veggies all the time. This isn't, no, bro.
Yeah,
and I had to learn that the hard way. Because I've been following me trying to lose weight for the longest time, and I always end up stopping because I thought that the only way was eating clean, and no.
Yeah, that's how I thought too, was like, I gotta basically stop eating everything and only eat like vegetables and shit like that.
It's the fastest way to do it, even though it's technically not fast. You won't see results fast, but it's the best way to do it. But if you still want to be lenient with yourself and still notice a difference, that's the way to do it. I'm obviously not at the weight that I want. I want to be at 185 minimum. Depending on how I feel, I might go down to 175. But that just goes to show, bro, if I was able to do it, not eating super dirty, but still eating what I want every now and again, and drop 30 pounds.
Anybody can do it, bro. Anybody can do it. But yeah, I mean, that's my goal for the end of the year, at least. And I think I'm gonna, like, for sure stick with it this time, just because, like you said, you get into those moments where you just start feeling like shit, and you're like, damn, bro.
I felt
I could have
like
been already
shit.
like this. I could have done this already. I would be like at this point, and it kind of like it instead of like, it doesn't motivate you. It kind of discourages you. But for me, it really like kind of opened my eyes. Like, bro, I've been doing this for like, I want to say like 5 or 6 months now. And I mean, I've seen a little bit of change, but not like to the point.
If you were consistent, you would have seen something different. Yeah. And that's what opened my eyes too. And the initial thing that really got me to like, bro, I need to stay consistent and actually like keep my word to it. Bro, it got to the point where I was using 2XL and it felt like it was a large. Like, it was starting to be tight on me, and that's the highest. I still wear 2XLs. Like, this is a 2XL, but it looks normal, like it fits me normal. But it's because I like using a little bit looser fit clothes. But bro, 2XL to fit like it's a large, it look tight on you, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I looked at myself and I'm like, bro, I can't even go shop for a fucking shirt and it look loose anymore. I have to just go up to a 3XL. That's the last thing I want to do. So I nearly called Hugo crying, bro. And I was like, bro, I need help. Like, I need to go to the gym. I see you've been consistent. Like, what do I do? He's like, bro, if I can help you with what I know, I got you. And thankfully to the shit that he knows, bro, look at what it's gotten me to. He's not a pro. He's not a bodybuilder. He's not somebody that dedicates themselves to, like, give you diets to follow. Like, he just does what he does. And the biggest thing that helped me is his patience. Because he took me step by step on how to do it. And he, instead of being rough or hard on you, he's like, nah, bro, you got it. Like, come on, push. And that's how I've been able to, like, continue to go. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you continue to go and that's really what you want to do, the days you don't feel like going are the days you should go.
Yeah, those are the ones that count the most.
Yeah. Because, trust me, you're going to walk in like, I don't want to do this and that. But you're going to leave and you're like, oh, shit. I'm glad I came.
Yeah, I did it.
Because now it gets you closer to the spot you want to be at. Because you're being consistent. You don't want to do it. But it's discipline.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I forgot. It was like a YouTube video where the guy said, like, motivation is what gets you, like, started, but discipline is what keeps you in the gym.
I said something like that in a video that I did. I said, motivation is nothing without discipline, because discipline actually gets you to do.
Yeah. Because
motivation is like, kind of like, let's say you have an idea or you have a perspective of something that you're going to do. You're visualizing it. That's what motivation is. It's like a visual. Discipline is you actually taking action and doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
even on the days that you don't want to do it. That's what makes you go.
And like on the shit, like I'm gonna start, since we're starting a new month and we're closer to the end of the year, I want to get as close as possible to 185. We're gonna start. It's still the calorie deficit diet, but we're gonna start meal prepping.
Oh, yeah.
Once we start doing that, Hugo and I and stuff, once we get all that organized, I can slide some stuff like that to you so you can play with some of the meals we're gonna make. That it's in the calorie count that you do, but it's not shit that you're not gonna be like, damn, that I don't want to eat that. That doesn't look appetizing.
Yeah, that's what people say about like those meals, right? Is that they don't like no seasoning. It's like it just looks bland.
Yeah, and like, bro, there's ways of doing it. You just have to really look into how to do it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Shit, that's probably what I gotta do, man.
Yeah, and like I said, since we're gonna start doing, like, we're literally gonna start next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we're gonna come, like, we're gonna make a video on it, bro. Like, since I'm doing all this, it's content at the end of the day, but it's a learning process that, even though it's content, I'm learning from it, and it's gonna show progress so that people see the whole process of it too.
Yeah. Did you do like a video when you first started, like the gym?
No.
So when did you like? What was the first video where after you started like the gym?
Like, I've posted little TikToks here and there of like when we're working out, edits and stuff, but I've never, at the gym that I go, you can't really record.
Oh, you can't?
You can't.
They don't let you? Oh.
So it's gotten kind of tricky when we go, because sometimes Hugo gets out of work late, and like that's like my gym partner kind of, because he teaches me certain shit and I kind of look up and we try different things together and stuff. So sometimes he can't go at the same time. We might transfer to a different one.
Oh, okay.
And if we do, most other gyms do let you record in there, so that'll be much easier to start doing gym content.
For sure.
But even when I don't go, I'm gonna start buying shit, like I told you, to do workouts here. And when I do them here, I'm gonna record that and start. Okay. That'll be the initiating part of like the gym content starting to come out. Okay. Which is why I bought that too, because it's easier than carrying that around.
That one. I got
and a little more discreet. Not a lot of people will see you with that.
Yeah, that's true. That looks like a stick.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it like literally turns into like just a stick.
Where'd it go? This is what I'm talking about.
literally can fit in your pocket, bro.
Yes. But yeah, bro. I guess that'll conclude the episode for today.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you for coming around.
No problem.
Yeah, just stay tuned for everything else, bro. Shit, if we're able to go to that convention or whatever, we'll definitely like film it and shit, and like,
for sure,
bro, just stick around, cause like, just stay tuned. I'm gonna add his social media like on the links and everything, so y'all can follow him up. If y'all need a cut, hit him up. And just stay tuned for everything that's gonna be happening behind the scenes, both with me and him, cause like, if he wants to do it, I'm gonna help him, bro. Like, if it's possible, like, why am I gonna try and put him down when we can all go up? You feel me?
For sure.
So
try to build each other up instead of down.
Hell yeah. So stay tuned for everything else that's coming, both on his end and mine. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep. Take care, guys. Bye.
Later.